It's the tailgate! We are in Waikiki. It's a Wayne Coito show, and I'm bringing it out amongst my friends, amongst the super fans of Warrior Nation. We're here in Waikiki, just a few miles from the TC Ching Complex, which will host the first game, and a lot of us are hoping to be there, obviously. So we're going to talk about that today, and the challenges of this new year, but also how excited we all are because it's going to be another great year of Warrior football. There'll be a lot of, obviously, it's going to be a big difference from not being in the stadium. And for a lot of us who have been fans of this team for a long time, that stadium has held and still holds a very special place for a lot of us. So ultimately, what we want to do today is, though, get ready for a big season. We got our first game on the road against UCLA. So I've heard there's a pretty good tour out there that includes the Dodgers and the Angels, and someone might be coming as well that you saw, but she works here. I don't know that person, so I might just look kind of like Fuchsia, I'm not sure. But what we are going to do is get you ready for the season, talk about how we're excited. I know a lot of us got some mail if you are a season ticket holder, and that mail included maybe the prices for the upcoming season, the parking, but there's still a lot of unanswered questions, and not all of us got the call. And the call is what you want to hear, because that's what's going to be what determines whether you'll get tickets next year. So that's season tickets. But hey, if you can't make it to a game at home, you can always come on the road. You can always see me at every road game as well. But I want to bring you sometimes with here at Hawaii Sports Fans. We're cheersing up in here. I got to get involved in this because it's a tailgate. It's a tailgate. We're tailgating, getting ready for the first game. At home is going to be Portland State at home. But the week before that, we're going to be in Los Angeles at the Rose Bowl. If you come with Hawaii Sports Fans, we're going to be sitting in the best seats at Dodger Stadium, in the home run seats, all you can eat Dodger dogs, and Angel Stadium to see, I don't know, the greatest athlete maybe on the earth right now is Shohei Ohtani. Also my favorite baseball player, so I might be a little bit biased, but we're going to get to see him and his teammates play. Aaron Judge and the Yankees, Giancarlo Stanton. We've seen the Yankees a lot at Hawaii Sports Fans. We've been there. We've gone to the Bronx. We've done everything, that you can in some of the best stadiums for Major League Baseball fans. But we're going to do it again in UCLA. So I want you to be there. And with no further ado, we'll talk about UH football. But I got to drop that because you might have heard the commercial. Oh, I got to say, on 1420 AM, shout out to ESPN 1420. You're going to be hearing a lot about Hawaii Sports Fans soon. We even have a symposium in the works that I'll be doing for the ESPN Virtual Sports Fest, I guess, yes. So some of you might remember it was 9 years ago. Hawaii Sports Fans, actually, our very first booth was at the ESPN Sports Festival at Blaisdell. So no in person this year, but hopefully you can join us. But with no further ado, I'm going to talk to some of Warrior Nation right here. So let's get who's up in here today.
How's it going? It's Ryan.
It's Ryan.
Brandee. The very thing I didn't want to happen.
Timmy.
All right, well, other than Stevie, it's a tailgate. That's what we do at tailgates, right? We're just getting, getting... All right, well, we will get back to Stevie, but, Timmy actually, you made the move. See, Timmy's not all about eating on camera. He made the move from Seattle back home to Hawaii, and now he is here to get excited about UH football. What are you excited about this season? I know you're back home, and this is something you wanted.
For me personally, just being back here, not necessarily just, if I don't get the call, just being able to be here, be in the atmosphere, be around more fans, more football. That's hard, even being able to catch a game on TV and stuff. So just being home, being around the crowd, being excited around the home team, being able to have the opportunity to see live sports, and even if I don't get to go, just be able to tailgate somewhere, have people over my house,
yeah,
or something like that. So that's what I'm most excited about, just being at home and being able to watch the game.
And that's right. I mean, having a game with UH football, our traditions, obviously.
For me personally, it's different. Being able to watch games here with you guys personally, compared to being back in Seattle and being in a text thread with everybody. You guys are, for example, it's a whole different atmosphere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm excited for mostly. Hey.
We have multiple cameras going on over here.
Cameras.
Oh, Stevie's ready now.
paparazzi.
Well, you got to give your introduction at least, Stevie.
Hi, I'm Stevie. This is what I look like when I'm not eating.
And Stevie, another major Hawaii football fan. She's on the road. She's at home. She sat close to me in the south end zone, but we're not gonna. Hopefully we can sit next to each other again. But sad times. I know we're not gonna be in our seats that we look forward to every year. But what are your feelings now as we approach, this UH football season?
Well, I'm just really excited. I know it's a different venue. It's a smaller venue. But like you guys were saying earlier, it's better than having no venue. So if you can score a ticket to the games, lucky you. I don't think I can. I think I gotta pay Spectrum.
Hey, make those, let us know. Hey, it's true. For a lot of Hawaii football fans, a lot of the, the hardcore diehards who've been going for years, this could be the first year that a lot of them are locked out. I mean, can't even get access, which will be, something that could possibly be detrimental as well to the program, given that a lot of people are being turned away, especially when at Hawaii we can't afford to do those kind of things. But like you said, it's good that we'll have football. It's good that we're gonna have people in the stands. But why do you not think that you're gonna get that call? Why do you not think so?
Because if they're going by donations, I didn't donate nearly enough. And so, that's why I'm not going to...
But how do you know, do you think, though? How do you know if you donate? Because I also agree with you. I also feel like maybe I didn't donate enough, but...
Because I know there's people out there that donated thousands of dollars, and I didn't. I'm not like that.
No, I think a lot of us are like that, too. We're not at that level. So I'm by a tier. Brandee, another season ticket holder. She is excited because she knows she's going to be there. But like she said herself, it wasn't you didn't get the call personally, right? It was...
Right. I was lucky enough that the people who sit in front of me for season tickets does donate enough, and they got offered 4 season tickets, and they offered me the other 2.
Wow.
So a shout out to my Uncle Glenn and Auntie Sharon for the tickets. I'm super excited to be actually able to go to the games. I'm sad for everybody else. I don't even know if my parents are going to get into the games this season, and they've been with season ticket holders since the Termite Palace.
Wow.
But they're big donors to the university, but not only to football.
So that's another thing, right? Your donations have to be specifically to AKA. So if you are donating to Ahuhui Koa Noi Noi, which is the official, athletic supporter club, I guess, because Nakoa is a football club, right? So a lot of people, maybe Nakoa supporters are out there. You might be a Nakoa member, but in Hawaii, at University of Hawaii, it could be confusing, right? So.
Okay.
Okay.
You said there's AKA and there's Nakoa, and we donate to Nakoa, but they're counting only the donations for AKA?
Yes, that's what I have been told as well. H Club,
H
yeah.
Club.
H Club is AKA,
That's-
right?
That's where you have to make your donations to get a call.
So my $50 went to the wrong donation.
Oh.
But I'm not going to say cash apps.
Well, see, if you're out there and donating, know where you're donating. It's because it's H Club. It's H Club membership level, which is kind of confusing because there are so many people that are donating, and there are different funds. I know at Warrior Nation, shout out to Tom and the Warrior Nation Fund, and how effective they've been, or that fund has been in creating another revenue stream, at least for UH football, to be able to continue to grow its facilities. But somebody who's been around for a while as well, Mr. Sean Eyman, I know he's excited about the season. Do you think you're going to get in, Sean? What are your thoughts? Wow. Say, talk about it.
So she's
Okay, you can hold it in front of you.
Sure. So yeah, my wife got the call yesterday. She picked out the seats, but it's for her company. I won't be able to go to every game, but I'll be able to go to a couple.
So the company had
Yeah,
donated.
they donate to give it to their customers. Oh no. They said I could use a couple. So.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
All right. So we know that these two are getting in the games at least. So we got. Oh, we see aloha Uncle Tommy out there. Congrats, mahalos. We are just, a lot of us. We have our typical gangs that we might tailgate with or see at the games, but in terms of Warrior Nation, it's always growing, and the people that you meet, you might just see at the games or online, but a lot of these guys are online too, or, this guy I used to go to games with when we were 11, 10.
Oh, wow.
And it was just us two sometimes getting dropped off at McDonald's, and then Brad getting bullied for money, and then me running away from the Halaba housing kids. But other than that, we had some good memories, right, Brad?
Totally.
And what about this UH football season? What are you looking forward to?
I'm interested in the new dynamics. We've always had a problem with the student population showing up.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how the students react to their new stadium.
No, you're right. I think that's a big difference because, we'd have complete orange in the student section sometimes. Well, that's because that's the color of the seats in the student section in Aloha Stadium. But now we're going to have one end zone basically devoted to them, and a few on the side for general. So that's one thing too. If you are donating at a certain level, or not necessarily donating, once you get into the stadium and you're able to buy tickets, all the seats, according to the paperwork that they give us, all of them are $150 for the season, which is really cheap. But then they put up on the premium, which makes the seats a little bit more reasonable. I mean, normal, but or at least the price up there. But that premium can really differentiate from place to place. So the highest premium, I believe, is $400, right? And the lowest is $0. If you sit in that section next to the students, which will probably be a fun place actually, if the students are going crazy. I would love to actually sit. That's where I would like to sit, in the front row, because I'm in the front row crew in section B, which doesn't exist anymore. So sad. In Aloha Stadium, but hopefully in this new stadium, we'll establish a new place for a lot of our fans, and being able to, have our friends, like everyone's saying, it's about that family. It's about the friends that come out to the games, and that's what makes this experience of being a football fan at UH such a magical thing sometimes, because you meet these people that you consider family, and a lot of people here in the circle are that way, for me at least, because of just our affiliation with UH football. Uncle Tommy, he says he heard the student section is located in Sand Volleyball Court. No, not according to the diagram. That would be funny though, cramming all those kids on the volleyball court. But the diagram that the school sent with the season tickets, they are actually in the end zone. And there's two tiny sections as well dedicated to open section, which could be the area that the school is deciding to put the season ticket holders that don't get into season tickets, right? Because there are going to be a lot of season ticket holders that were carried over their money from last year that will not be able to get into the stadium. And that's kind of a big thing, because for me, I had 8 tickets in, or my group was 8 people strong in Aloha Stadium. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get that same. I doubt I'm going to get 8 tickets again, but that's a great tradition that I have with my friends, being in the front row, and that's sad for me personally, as something that I don't think it's going to be a while to see that happen again. Maybe another iteration of the front row crew eventually, or maybe Hawaii sports fans taking over a whole section, which is what I kind of would like to see as well. Yeah, so we'll see. But we also got Ryan up here in the house. Ryan's another guy that found his way back home.
Yeah, finally I moved back a few years ago, and this season hopefully should be pretty exciting for us. It'll be awesome being on campus with the stadium and whatnot. I'm excited for a bunch of away games. So
yeah,
I'll be at UCLA, planning on Nevada and Reno, and then of course UNLV in Vegas. My biggest take for everyone out there right now is that if you do have access to tickets, make sure you go. I don't want any tickets here. Hey, my company did this. I got 4 tickets and I couldn't make it. Give it away if you have to. Make sure we sell out every single game at home. That's got to be the big number one. If you get sick 2 hours before the game, give it to your neighbor. Just make sure people go to the game so we can fill as many seats as possible and sell out every single home game.
Absolutely, that's good words. I mean, at the end of the day, there will be people, and we talked about this, there will be tickets floating, right? There will be people that can't make it, but Ryan's saying is very important. We have to make sure those tickets get used because there aren't going to be that many in there. And people in Hawaii do make a lot of noise. So 9,000 will still make a big difference for sure. But you also have the distinction of probably being the only person sitting at this table whose high school stadium is larger than the current TC Ching field. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Our high school stadium was built in 2001.
So talk about what high school you went to first.
South Lake Carroll.
South Lake Carroll in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, a lot of crazy, alums. Chase Daniel, Greg McElroy, Garrett Hartley, just to name a few of them. My high school quarterback is actually coaching at South Lake right now, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, we had our stadium was built in 2001. I think it was like 9,000, maybe 10,000 seats. And right now with the expansion, I believe it's at either 12 or 15,000 right now. And
Wow.
It's expanded around the visitor, the end zones and whatnot.
Oh my gosh.
Giant video scoreboard, awesome pro locker rooms and and it's one of the older, modern high school stadiums in Texas now being at 20 years old.
20 years old stadium, and they're already talking about needing to get a new one, I'm sure, in Texas. That's just a tradition there. And I think, in Hawaii, though, we have a great football tradition here, especially amongst, people, just how this game has always, we've had great athletes come through here and play in the NFL, but also, in terms of how intergenerationally this program has created fans all throughout Hawaii. But you're one of those people as well, right? And talk about that with your parents and who else inspired you to become a huge football fan?
For me, it was my grandparents. So when I was living here, I was born and raised until I moved away when I was 9. I went to pretty much every home game. And the thing is I sat with my grandparents. So my parents had seats in the orange section and kind of around the 40-yard line or so. I sat in, it was the blue section, I think it was Q, like towards the end in the corner there. But yeah, there was always 3 to 4 seats that my grandparents bought for season tickets, and yeah, I was always there. I will say for the first half of those, until I was about 6 or 7, I'd probably sleep after halftime.
Yeah.
So I'd make it for that first.
Yeah,
but
of
it's
course.
weird because now, like, there's certain times that you can go take a nap to things like Sports Center or other football games because you kind of have that as a kid.
Yeah,
You're used to all
that's
the loud
true.
sounds and the cheers and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I remember all the good times where you got to throw newspaper confetti.
Yeah.
There was I think it was Air Force one year when the power went out, so we played under the emergency lights for a little bit. And
Wow.
all these
Yeah.
random little memories you get from
Yeah.
the stadium. So that one will definitely be missed. But I'm happy that I had some of my memories there.
We do, and I love that you brought up your grandparents. I bring them up as a lot as well for myself because that generation for sure was just so committed, and they can be taken for granted too.
Yeah.
I mean, they can be, and I think a lot of ways the school may have, and especially if, like we said, if it goes by not just tenure of how long you've been going to games, but how much you donate. Especially that we're emerging from a pandemic. Especially for some people who are on fixed incomes, it's not necessarily going to be easy for them to just break open their pocketbooks. So, what is a way that we can keep, just sustain that same level of passion for people that might not be getting into the stadium? What do you think we could do?
I think it comes with things like social media. In addition to that, recruiting always helps too. Bringing Todd Graham, to this program. He's done a lot of good stuff. I'm expecting a lot of great stuff coming up from him. The family's awesome. Shout out to Penny. She's become a pretty
shout out
good
to
friend
Auntie
as well.
Penny.
But yeah, I think that, one, getting back to, kids that play hard, being able to keep kids home when it comes to recruiting.
Yeah.
When kids stay home, like I think it was that center from St. Louis that just, signed or, last week, but stuff like that, because when the kid stays home, you've got cousins, brothers, aunties, uncles, everybody. So you have those people tuning into the game now. We've lost a lot of great players to the mainland, which, I don't fault them that for any means, right? Hey, go wherever, you can go and wherever the best education may be and the best opportunity. But when we can, keep more winning seasons, get going like that, keep our recruiting, keeping our kids home, we can put better teams out in the field and hopefully fill more seats in our future stadium as well. Hopefully that one we're selling out for years and whatnot.
Yeah.
It takes time to create a new tradition and expand on our old traditions.
Yes, and that's the big thing, right? The new traditions and growing a new fan base as well. Like I said, our grandparents I mean, one of mine that inspired me is not here anymore. At least one of them. The other one is not as keen as going to games anymore. He's not at that level anymore. We're wanting to be necessarily fighting crowds and everything, but at the same time, we need to find a way, right, to keep them motivated without making them just, buy $70 games every week. We need to offer them more, probably. But when we look around at this, what this year is and what we can anticipate for this year, in terms of on the field, Brandee, I mean, what are some on-field things that we can get excited about as UH football fans?
The marching band.
Oh, there you go. I love it.
I'm an alumni. I did UH marching band for 3 years and helped on the football field for one. So, I think the marching band brings a lot of pep and energy to the games. Gwen does a great job keeping that
Shout out
energy.
Gwen, of course. Everyone loves Gwen.
Everyone loves Gwen.
Yes.
Whether it's volleyball games and her crazy balloon hats or just the energy that the band brings to the games is really important.
That's right. Well, we have some people out there. I'm going to do some shout outs. Tony, he says, what is this? Group therapy. That was a good one. It is a support group. That's funny. That's a good one. Aloha from Mexico. Greetings from Mexico. Aloha, Alan, who's in Mexico. Mahalo for watching. Shane. There's our boy Shane giving the shakas. We miss him. Of course, Sheesh, the king of Sheesh, and we miss him.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, probably eating good because that's our boy Shane, but we love and miss him, of course. Chihu Junior from Fresno, California. How's it, Junior? That's a guy. We had a party at his house before a game once. That was fun, and we used up every square inch. You can ask him of that one as well, but that's just Warrior Nation. We're willing. We'll go to Fresno and hang out at Junior's house all together, and he invite us all over, and we've done it before, so watch out. We got some home games, away games, and some interesting locales this year, including Las Cruces, New Mexico. So maybe we'll see you there. I'll see you there. Where else are we going? We're going back to San Jose. San Jose's coming here. Reno, Vegas, obviously. UCLA. There might be a tour. hisportsfans.com. Actually, go to hisportsfans.com right now. I just got to give it a... Okay, Corvallis, which... Oregon State. So we got some good places. You might not be able to make it onto the field at TC Ching, but I guarantee you'll get into any away game that you want to. So let me know. Any game you want to go to, let me know. hisportsfans.com. Jennifer Smith in the house. She's talking about Oregon. So maybe Jen will see her at Oregon. But we got a lot of Jen's friends here. We should have had Jen here, actually. So back to our tailgate, we got Hawaii football fans in the house. We're talking about what we're excited about this new season as well. Shout out to James Phillips that I just saw today at the gym. Number three.
Get that right.
Get that right. He's number 3. He's I saw him today at 24 Hour Fitness, and he was going strong. So I told him I'd give a shout out to him and our receiving core. He's a slot back, and he said, don't worry about the spring game. Yes, the offense was a little bit ahead of the defense, but don't worry. Not all the good players are playing, is what I was told. He also said that he didn't play, so you can make your connection there. But so we're gonna go with what are your, Ryan, on field, on the sideline? What are the things that you are excited about this year?
I think with a lot of returners, more consistency on offense. I expect a little bit more speed on defense as well. So, yeah, I think once everyone's kind of, gotten 1 year under their belt in the system, you just expand on it, and you grow on it, and you get a little more experience, and you just, keep going with it. So, it should be really exciting and fast paced.
So it's an interesting thing. We don't have Auntie Penny here, Graham, to talk about the fact that more than one member of her immediate nuclear family will be on the coaching staff at UH, which will be an interesting thing as well.
And her son.
Yes, exactly. And maybe her dog is on the coaching staff as well at this point. We don't know. But when we talk about the schemes and everything too, for me, I don't know. I feel like last year we're still growing as well. It's still kind of confusing to me to figure out what we are running sometimes, whether it's just hand the ball to Kelvin, which is a great way to run our offense too, just hand the ball to Kelvin. Also, Shane is out there watching. He says UH said they're going to announce single game tickets soon. So remember that. Single game tickets will go on. And Shane also said Calvin Turner Jr. That's all he said. So, that's a guy that we should always be very excited to have back. A guy that I anticipated would be going pro. I didn't expect him to come back. And, having him, seeing his family at the New Mexico Bowl. Fuchsia was also there to. We were trying to put on the niceties to make sure. Of course, we love all of our team's families, but we really wanted Calvin back, and he's coming back, so it's cool. But so that's a big something that's exciting. But Chihu, there you go. UH finishing, really a good season, 4-4 last year in the regular season, but also winning the bowl game, which is also always great to win a bowl game. It doesn't matter what year it is, if it's a pandemic year or not. But that's always going to be exciting. But we're here at the Lalo in Waikiki. I wanted to also, I know they're tagged here, the post, so shout out to the Lalo for allowing us the space to have our group therapy session, if you're Tony, and describing what we're doing right now, which is actually not a bad way of describing what we're doing, because as UH football fans, it's always good time for therapy. But Shane says, as usual, Mountain West gives us no respect with the preseason all-conference teams. So let's talk about that, Sean. All-conference teams, what are your reactions?
How do you not have Calvin Turner Jr. as all-conference?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah?
The thing I'm most excited about is the defense. All the transfers, the Musao Ohana, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just excited to be able to do a game together.
Yeah.
That's it. A lot more speed on defense. It should be good.
Yeah, there's a lot to be excited about. And, we're one of those teams, too. We have to prove people wrong a lot and prove the pundits wrong. Anything you're excited about, Brad?
I'm excited to see where the Wayne Coito show goes, and us as fans, we're going to continue to expand, not just with football, but as you see, Wayne goes to all kinds of sports.
Mahalo. Thank you. Mahalo. Yes, thank you. Who knows where I'll be this year? I almost had my show from Amsterdam 2 weeks ago, but, it's Amsterdam, so I forgot. And I was like, wait, it's Thursday. Oh, usually I do shows on Wednesday. Oh, well. And I just waited till the next Wednesday, and that was worked out. But mahalo, Bradley, for reminding us all that the Wayne Coito show is going to be back on the road again this year. Today, actually, I'm going to do the one show from the MLS All-Star Game, which is going to be the Wednesday. Major League Soccer is having their All-Star Game the Wednesday before the UCLA trip. So if you're out there and you want to go, I'm going to give you a bonus extension to go to the MLS All-Star Game as well. Which will be amazing sports week. Can you imagine going to an MLS All-Star Game and then going to see the Dodgers from the home run seats and then watching Hawai'i in the Rose Bowl and then the Angels in Otani? I think that sounds like an amazing tour. So info at hisportsfans.com. Go check it out, highsportsfans.com. But thank you, Bradley, for that segue into the show as well. That's kind of what we wanted to do today, is get us all a chance to talk about how we're excited about the season. We're just partying, because that's what we're good at doing here at Hawaii football too. Tailgating and partying. So we're going to keep doing that. But in the meantime, keep checking us out, hisportsfans.com. I'm sorry, that's the website, so I'm going to have to keep saying it over and over and over again. But please come and be with us and go on the road with us or come tailgate with us. We have a lot planned for this upcoming year. Listen for our commercial on ESPN 1420, the I Love LA tour, which ESPN actually coined that for me, and I like it. I Love LA because it's the song they play after the Dodgers game, and everything that we do there is going to be a definite demonstration of how much we love LA. All the best sports, and we're going to have some good food there as well, because it's Los Angeles and they have everything. It's the best. It's Hollywood. So that's all I have. Anybody else before you guys keep tailgating? Oh, did I ask? I asked Timmy. Okay, Timmy.
I want to ask Timmy a question.
Okay, ask Timmy a question. I like this.
Timmy, what are your plans for watching the UH game, football game?
I hope I can get into a game or two. If not, I'll find a way. If I gotta find it on some website on my laptop, or if I gotta go out and find it someplace. I'm I'm just excited, like I said, just to be back home, be out here in general, instead of just being back in Seattle where it's hard to find a game or anyone that's excited about the game and stuff. It's different, like I said, like last year we would talk about through text about the game or whatever, but being back home, it's different.
Yeah.
That's why I'm more so, even if I can't get out to TC Ching or if I
Yeah.
can't get the game, you know, especially like with my work schedule, it's hard to get those days off. So
Yeah.
like tourism back, but I'm just excited to be more so home than anything.
Well, everyone's excited, and we got the super fans in the house, and that's another big part of what makes this program so strong is this fan base and at least the cream of the fan base, and you're seeing them right here. And I hope that everybody out there is excited as well, and I hope that you can join us down the road for a show or for a tailgate or for a tour, obviously, at hisportsfans.com. Once again. But that is it from the Waikiki, lay low Waikiki, from the hideout, or you can come visit Fuchsia because you saw her pop in. She's here most of the time, so you can come say hi to her as well. So go Bows, and see you all next week. Aloha.
Go Bulls.
Shaka's like HON. Cheating. Dun 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 dun. And it cuts off.